So, welcome to CC100 Canvas Connect. This session is all about how to access your online classroom. And part of that is also understanding how to access your Microsoft email account, your Microsoft Office email account. You'll have access to Office 365 through your online platform. We'll also be showing you your student portal. So, there's a number of things that you'll learn today as we get you access into your online classroom. Now, we know that people sometimes struggle at different points. Please either ask a question in the chat, raise your hand, let us know that if you're struggling with any of this. Also, too, afterwards, if you feel like, wow, that was fast or you didn't get everything the first time around, you can always contact us if you do need help. It's a little small on the screen here, but this is our general email alias for online student services. That's just onln-ss@brooklinecollege.edu. Okay. So what we're going to be learning today is we're going to talk about our systems, the systems that we use here. So our learning objectives are first to kind of explain what Canvas is, and that will be your online classroom. We'll also go over a little course that we've added into the system for new students called CC100 Canvas Connect. It is a practice course. And we're going to talk about our session today and how it's different from new student orientation, because it's really important that you go to both. We'll also discuss how to get logged into Canvas. We'll do some classroom navigation. We'll also talk about how to complete assignments in the practice course, because you do have about a week and a half to 2 weeks, I'm going to say. Yeah, we've got, let's take a look here before the start. I think we've almost got 3 weeks. 1, 2, yeah, we got 2 weeks before the start begins. And so you've got 2 weeks to go into this practice class to play around and learn how to navigate. We're going to also show you things like our tutoring service, where to find things on Well Connect, which is the counseling service. And then we'll talk a little bit about your next steps in attending new student orientation. So if you've just joined us, we're going to talk a little bit about what Canvas is. Canvas is your online classroom, and we use Canvas in order to attend live course meetings, how to communicate with instructors. We're going to go over that. So you'll be communicating with your instructors in Canvas. You'll have access to ebooks and other materials required for your program. That is where you'll complete some of your coursework, and you'll also be able to view your grades. Now, you might be wondering, what is this session we're doing right now, and what is new student orientation, and how are they different? Well, this session, CC100 Canvas Connect, is us actually helping you get logged into the system for the first time. And also, we're going to get you into the class itself, which is a practice course, where you can then practice logging into the platform, navigating the system, completing some practice assignments. So we're going to show you how to complete a discussion board posting, which is something that is required in your asynchronous classes. So if you have classes that are fully online, discussion boards are a big part of that. We're going to talk about how to upload a document, and that's where you're going to be submitting an assignment. And we'll show you how to do a syllabus quiz. Now, students from all of our campuses all over Brookline attend the Canvas Connect workshop. So there's several of you on here with us from all across Brookline campuses. So that's what CC100 Canvas Connect in this session is about. Now, the new student orientation, which you will attend, is specific to your campus. So that is a live webinar session that will come directly from your campus, and you're introduced to important campus contacts and the different services available at your campus directly. You'll learn how to get help. You'll learn a little bit more about your program, some of the academic requirements. So both sessions will be important to your success. So even though you attend one of these, make sure that you don't miss new student orientation. I also wanted to mention that we hold multiple Canvas Connect sessions. So if this session isn't quite enough for you and you want to come again, we do have another one next Tuesday. We also have one, we're actually running some help sessions for a couple of hours where you can just drop in on Friday next week. And then during start week, we'll run sessions as well. So just know that we're here for you. Student Services is really excited to be part of your educational journey. So on a high level, our 3-step process is as follows. We are going to walk through how to get logged in to your student email and Microsoft Office 365 first. That is the absolute first step. You have to activate that account before you can get into anything else. If you've already activated your student email account, great. Then we're going to be moving you into step 2, which will then be to log into your student portal at my.brooklinecollege.edu. And then finally, from there, we'll be logging into Canvas. Now, The first step, as I mentioned, is to activate your student email account. Your student email account should have already been provided to you. If you're not sure what your login credentials are, please let us know in the chat window. Earlier today, I met with a few students before this started. They weren't sure what their email addresses and passwords were, so we sent them to them. So I know Aaliyah's on the line. Sharifa, you're here. There's several other folks on the line with us. If you aren't sure what your school email address is, then please let us know in the chat and we can send that to you in a private message, okay? So I'm gonna take a quick look and see. Thanks, Ashley. Ashley's in there. So Ashley from our Tucson campus is in. Thank you for responding to everybody. We appreciate that. Awesome, all right. So your very first step, everyone, if you have not already logged into your Office 365 and school email account, and we're gonna walk you through the steps here, but you're going to go to office.com, the web page. And then you'll click on the sign in button. We'll have you enter in your email address and the temporary password that we provided to you at the time of enrollment. We're going to walk through creating a new password when prompted. And then we're going to show you how to verify your personal email account and or telephone number for future logins into the system. So the one thing I'll tell you is I'm going to show you screenshots of this, and then we're going to pause and see if everyone can get there based on the screenshots. Otherwise, we have the option to have you go into a breakout room and actually get some direct assistance. So to activate your student email account, you will first go to office.com and click on the sign in button. From there, you'll be prompted to do several things. Please be patient. There's several steps to this. It will require receiving a text message to your cell phone. So you want to have your cell phone handy when you're setting this up. The first thing that you'll do once you've clicked on that sign in button is you'll be asked to add in your Brookline email address. So please let us know if you don't know what your Brookline email address is in the chat. Please ask that as a question. We can look it up for you. Then you would have been provided a temporary password. You'll enter it in and then you'll be prompted to change that password. This is totally under your control. It can be any password you like as long as it meets the requirements. Now, once you've entered in your new password, you will be asked to verify your cell phone number. That's why I brought it up a little bit earlier. We want to make sure that we have a good way to verify it's really you, that your account is secure, that you can reset your own password. So it gives you a lot of control. So you want to hit next, and then you'll want to type in your cell phone number when prompted if it isn't already showing. Now, for many of you, we did attempt to add in the phone number that we had on file for you. If it's wrong, you should be able to change it. The one thing that a lot of people kind of struggle with a little bit in this process, I'm going to move my mouse around here on the screen where it says don't lose access to your account. Where it says authentication phone, you do need to select United States from the drop-down menu, and it's not in alphabetical order. It's actually way at the top. So when you click on this, the United States, you're going to see it at the top. You're not going to scroll to the bottom. That's one of the weird things about it. I just wanted to point that out. Once you've selected United States, you're going to put your phone number in if it's not already there and choose to have the system text you or call you. So I'd like everyone to do that. Please have the system text or call you. And then what you'll see if you do choose to text is it will say something like use verification code and then a 6-digit number. You don't use the 6-digit number on my screen. You use the one on your phone. It'll be unique every single time you're ever asked to provide the 6-digit verification number. You'll take that number and you'll enter it into the box that says we've sent you a text message containing a verification code to your phone. You're going to type it in here and click verify. Give everyone a chance to catch up to that. And then it's pretty quick. It should be instantaneous. You're going to type that in and click verify. From that point, what should happen is you should see that your authentication phone has a green check mark beside it. Your next option, you don't have to do this, but I recommend it because it gives you 2 options to verify your account. You actually can enter in your personal email for authentication email. Some of you may have already have the field populated if we had your personal email account. If we didn't, you're going to need to click set it up now and type it in. Either way, you'll click email me and then the system will send you an email. That email will come, just so you know, it will not come from Brookline. It confuses people sometimes. And I do have that shown here on the screen. It comes from MS Online Services team. And then it will say Unitech Learning account email verification code. When you open the email, you'll notice that Unitech Learning includes Brookline College, because Brookline College is part of the Unitech Learning family of schools. So there will be another code in there. Now remember, don't use this one because you'll have your own unique code for your own email. You'll put that code in, and then once you've fully authenticated, you can see both are green check marked. I have the number hidden here for privacy. Both are green check marked. You'll click finish. From this point, you'll be prompted to stay signed in. Click yes, because what that will allow you to do is not have to type in your email address and password every single time that you try to get into Office 365 or your student portal or Canvas or anything. Now, once you have logged in, you will land on a page that will say, good afternoon, Jennifer, good afternoon, Aaliyah, good afternoon, Andrina, Mahela. You should see this landing page. This, if you land here, that means you've activated your account in Office. Now I want to stop for a second. I'd like to hear, please let us know in the chat if you can't get this far. I just want to make sure everybody has been able to activate their accounts. Or maybe you guys can just say yes. If you can type into the chat, say, let us know that you have been able to activate your accounts. This is for Aaliyah Ross, Andrina, Mahela, anybody that's a student on the line with us, Sharifa. If you cannot get this far, please let us know.
I activated it already.
Yes, good girl. Love it. I love it. So what we're going to do then, if everybody's in here, I want to point out there's a couple of ways to access your student email. We are adding an additional way, or at least we're looking to. We're going to try to get the student email actually linked within the portal. Right now, though, it's not. So I need to explain to you, student email is actually found in the Office app menu, and I have it highlighted here, and I'm pointing a little arrow to it. This is how you get into Outlook. Now, if you've never used Microsoft Office products before, each of these little symbols represents an app. The top one is going to be one of the ones you'll use the most. It's Microsoft Word, and it's how you write papers. You can save papers in Word. Excel is a spreadsheet, PowerPoint's here, but this is Outlook. This is what I want to refer you to. Now, before I continue, I notice that Andrina has let us know that she cannot log in, says her password's incorrect. So I'd like for Stephen or Ashley or somebody, can one of you please go into the Microsoft admin portal and reset Adrina's password? If her account is locked, please let her know. And Adrina, don't worry about this. It's not a big deal. We can unlock the account, but we may need to go to tech support to do that. And what we will do is we will, if we can't resolve it during this session right now, we will reach out to you directly immediately following the session.
This one, Jen?
Yes, please. Thank you. You're amazing.
I call dibs, Steve.
Thanks. All right, so we are, thank you guys. So what we're looking at is, again, we want to show you how to get to your email. So let's talk a little bit about that. So if you click on this, it looks like a little blue square with a white O in it for Outlook. So that square is actually an envelope, but it's really tiny on my screen. So once you've actually clicked on the app, it's actually going to open up this new window. And this is how you can access your school email. There's other ways to do it too, but I'm going to show you, this is one of the ways. So if you're in a browser, you just go to office.com, get logged in, click on the Outlook app, and then you're in your email box here. To check your email, you'll simply click on the inbox, and then you can read your messages as they appear here. And it's just like a typical inbox. So if you've used Gmail or other things, it should work just fine for you.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Sorry to interrupt, but mine is saying that they have an error trying to get my mailbox.
Okay. So this is
Jen, I apologize.
Yes, ma'am.
That is a Microsoft error. That is a known error for this morning. It should resolve itself by this afternoon.
Okay.
So what is the issue, Ashley?
Microsoft is having a hard time communicating with Outlook, apparently, and it's only with the online app. So that was sent out maybe to my email. I'm not 100% sure. I'll take
All
a
right.
look.
I need to check that then if that's an issue.
Cool.
Because
okay. Thank you.
Is anybody else unable to get into Office or Outlook right now?
You should continue to refresh it because it's not across the board. So you should be able to.
So I'm going to demonstrate, guys, so you can see how it should behave if it's going to work. See, it is letting me in. So let me click on Outlook. So I'm actually in my Office account. It says good afternoon. I don't know why they took Jennifer away. That makes me sad, but I'm going to go ahead and click on Outlook here and just see if it's going to let me in. Okay. I'm actually able to get in, and this is what the page should look like. And here's what I was saying. You have an inbox here. You can read your messages this way. You can send a new message from Outlook this way. So That's what Outlook looks like, in case you're wondering. And that's the remote app. Now, there are other ways to view Outlook, which I'll show you here in a moment. But I also wanted to point out, before we go too far down the Outlook path, I want to go back to the Office home for you guys, just again show you. These are all of the apps that you have access to in the cloud. These are abbreviated versions of the apps. And most of us, most of us older folks, we're used to having applications installed on our machines, right? And so some people might be comfortable using this. We still recommend that you go over here and you actually install Office 365 onto your computer, because you get a full working version of the app itself. And what you do is you'll simply click on the box and then you'll follow these steps, and it will tell you to click run, to say yes to start installing, and to stay online. So if I were to click on this, just to show you what it's doing, I'm going to click no. It's actually asking me to make changes. And because I'm on a work computer, it won't let me. So if you ever see something like this, it just means that somebody else has your computer locked down. Normally, though, what will happen is when you go to click and run this, it will run. It'll take about 20 to 30 minutes to complete. And the reason why it says to stay online is because you'll need to actually start Office and make sure that you're signed in with your college account in order to access it. So I wanted to do a little plug for that. But getting back to Outlook, you can access your email here, and it is working okay for me. So maybe it is just on the student side.
Yeah, it's not across the board, Jen. It's just an occasional error that's been reported. So you should be able to keep refreshing and you should be able to get in that way.
Yeah, I would imagine that that should work for you. If not, we can meet with you afterwards. But what else? Say again?
Okay, because I've actually been trying to
Okay.
I've actually been trying to do this for a couple of days now, and it's telling me the same thing every day.
And
Still?
can you tell me, Aaliyah, can you tell me what the error message is?
Let me go back. It says 500, something went wrong. We couldn't find a mailbox for this account. Either they don't have a mailbox or don't have a license assigned. To fix it, contact your email admins and ask them to assign a valid license to your user account using 365.
Okay, no problem. What we'll do with that,
I'll look up her account.
I say that sounds like a licensing issue, which I could look up, but since I'm presenting, we'll have Ashley do that and take a look.
Yep.
And Ashley, we may need to have them just verify that they have actually created the Office license. There are like these different fields you can look for. If you can't find it, let me know. But either way, anyone who can't get in, if you can just kind of watch these steps I'm about to go over, we can then kind of still move forward. And then get back with you specifically to work with you. Now, the one thing I wanted to point out is that students can actually access their student email right on their cell phones. And the way you'll do that is just on your phone in your app store, you can look for Microsoft Outlook and download the app. And I have a picture of it from my phone. That's an iPhone. So I don't know, it might look a little bit different if you're in Google Play Store, things like that. And once you open it, it is super simple. You'll just click on Add Account, type in your email address and password. It might send your phone a text verification code, just make sure it's you, and that's it. You should be in. So from that point, you should be in good shape. Now, I did mention Office. Here's my other little plug for this. If you don't have Microsoft Office already on your computer, you can download it and install it. Just remember that these virtual apps on the left-hand side are not full versions of the software. So we still recommend that you download this. However, you don't need to do this download in order to get logged in. This is something that you can do later because it will take 20 or 30 minutes to get set up if you don't already have it done. And know that you can reach out to us for technical support with this if you struggle, okay? So that was all of step one. Step two is potentially a little bit easier, and that's logging into the student portal. So if you've activated your Microsoft Office account, even if you couldn't get into your email, let's say your email is throwing you an error, provided that your account is correct, then you want to go to my.brooklinecollege.edu. I'm going to type it in because I think a lot of students, what they end up doing when they're looking for this, and let me just grab a screen here. A lot of students, when they type this in, they will actually go to a Google search window and type it in here. And I don't think that's the best thing. So I want to show you where you really want to type this in is up here, my.brooklinecollege.edu. Enter. That's what you want to do. It will take you to the self-service portal. You will need to click on this login button here, and you will want to click on student portal homepage. Okay. Now for me, it's not going to let me in because I don't have a student account. So what I have to do is show you some screenshots, and then that way you can kind of follow along. So this shows us step one was log in, click student portal homepage. And then what you should see when you've logged in is you should see this page, and I'm going to have you click on external links. Our goal is to get you in here because this is where you're going to find a number of things. I also want to point out that if you see this, and it's in the middle of your screen where it says next class, no class is found, I just want you to ignore that. It's always like that, and we're trying to get that fixed. I just want you to come over to the left navigation, and the very last item you should see is external links, and I want you to click on that. If you click on that, you should see an option for Brookline College Online, and then click on that for us. And when you click on that, the entire center of the page puts a new picture up on it. And underneath of that, we're going to, but don't do it yet, we're going to have you click on Brookline Canvas LMS. Before you click on this, though, I want to draw your attention to something that that will occur, and that is that you will probably see a pop-up blocker. In the upper right corner of your screen, you will see a little star in your URL window. Usually if you're using Chrome or using Firefox, they have these little stars, and that's usually where you save a favorite. But right beside it, when you click on Brookline Canvas LMS, the initial page will block that pop-up. You're going to need to click on the little box. If you're in Google Chrome, it's a little red box with a white X in it. You need to click on that and click on Always Allow Pop-ups, and done. If you're in Firefox, this yellow ribbon has an Options button. You'll click on Options and Allow Pop-ups, okay? Once you've done that, now with Firefox, you don't have to go back and click on this again. It'll automatically get you in. But if you're using Google Chrome, I know Safari has some different permission settings. Once you've clicked on this and you've allowed these pop-ups, you should see this page. If not, just be sure, once you've allowed pop-ups, to re-click on this, and then it should take you here, okay? And what we're seeing here is the Canvas acceptable use policy. Now, you may have noted that there were a lot of other items in the drop-down menu on the student portal. It's things called My Academics, My Finances, and some other things. Those items are actually covered in orientation. So that's another reason why we want you to go to orientation, so we can't cover everything in this session. But from here, you should be able to click on I agree to the acceptable use policy, and then you should be able to click submit. Once you've done that, it should take you to a landing page that looks like this. This is the Canvas dashboard. Now I'm going to stop my screen share because I want to see if everybody was able, we'll see where everybody's at. So let's start with, we know Aaliyah's got an email problem.
Hey, Jen, just real quick to interrupt.
Sure.
Aaliyah, I did send off a help ticket. You do not have an inbox created for your account. So our help team is going to be jumping into your account to correct that here before too long.
Okay,
fantastic. That makes a lot of sense. Perfect.
Yeah, and I actually have to jump off, but I sent
okay.
off help tickets for both Andrina and Aaliyah. And as soon as I get that information back, I will be sending that the new information to your personal emails that are on file.
Okay, thank you. Have a good day.
Perfect. Thank you. Bye-bye, guys.
Thank you. And then the other thing I would suggest to you ladies is that we have another one of these sessions next Tuesday morning at 9.
Okay.
And I want to check to see what our other times are. So next Tuesday morning at 9 a.m. And then we also have one more second. We also have help sessions on Friday the 28th because we're doing orientation the 27th. So there's a few different points next week where we can walk you through this again if for some reason you can't get in right now. Go ahead, sorry.
And Jana, I have your password reset. I'll be DMing you here in the chat.
Thanks, Ashley. All right, I'm going to go ahead now and share my screen live because I want to show you what the online classroom looks like and what to expect. So when you get into the online classroom, you will not have all of these things that I have. You'll probably have one or two, or maybe nothing. There might be no, these are course cards. Here you can see that we are in card view on this dashboard. You also have list view and recent activity. I'm not a big fan of these because they don't really show you very much. I don't, it's a little bit too confusing and busy for me. So I really like to just see what classes am I actually enrolled in right now. And you'll be able to see that here. But what we're sitting on right now is the dashboard. This is the Canvas dashboard, and it's where all of your courses will be published when they're available. And you'll have some dashboard menu items on the left. I'm going to spend a couple of minutes over there just getting you acclimated with what's there. And then we'll get into the course here. Now, this session is really designed to get you logged in and then show you where to get to the class. We've spent quite a bit of time already. So if you can stay with me, I'm going to continue the session for about 45 minutes. If you have to jump off, we can meet with you one-on-one for the rest of this if you are struggling to get logged in, or you can join us again next Tuesday. So the dashboard that we're on will have a few menu items for you as a student. You'll have an account button, as we see here. You'll have a dashboard button. Now we're on the dashboard, so the little pop-up blue box doesn't come up. Anything we're not on will actually show us what it is. So this is courses, this is calendar, inbox, history, and then you'll have a help button. I'm going to go through a few things on each one, not a lot, just to show you a couple things. In the account menu, the two, I think, most important things students are interested in is how to add their profile picture. And we want you to add your cell phone number so your instructors have your phone number if they have questions for you. And you can do both of those things by clicking on profile. And from profile, you should have a circle here, and it might look like a gray head and shoulders. You can click on the pencil and choose picture. You can grab a picture from your desktop. I may have a spare one here. I'll click open, and that's how I can add my picture. It's that simple. The other thing after you personalize your account is we'd like for you to register your phone number under settings here. So you'll see this big contact, you'll click settings. And then let me minimize my screen a little bit. There we go. Now you can see my contacts. And I have my phone number in here, but how you'll do this is you'll just click contact method, type your number in here, choose your carrier. Let's say it's Verizon. And then this will populate and you just click register SMS. It will send you a code. You can come back to this and put the code in later. I'm just going to jump out of it. I just wanted you to see that that's how you set this up. Okay. Once you've received the code and you enter it in, you'll see a little check mark come beside your phone number. And that's it. That's really it for this account button. Those are the main things to do. So again, we went to profile to add our picture. We clicked on settings here, but just a hint, you can click on settings here, either one, to add your phone number. Okay. And again, that's in this little round circle at the top. Now I want to click on dashboard just to show you that, oops, look, they changed my view. Well, here's how I fix that. I can go to card view again. So there we have it. Okay. And this dashboard page will have your courses. It will also have a to-do list of anything that's due in your classes this week, anything that's coming up for next week, any recent feedback that you've received. All that will be populated over there. You also have an alternative way to get to your courses. If you're inside of a course and maybe you want to quickly navigate to another, you can actually go through this menu as well. This is a flyout menu, whereas the dashboard is a page, okay? The other page that you have access to is a consolidated calendar. And this calendar in your live classes would show all of the due dates for any class that you're in. So it's very useful for that reason. Each course has its own calendar as well. I will show you how to get to that too. But then I want to move on to this, which is your inbox. Inboxes are a way for your instructor to basically in Canvas mail you. So this is not tied to your email account. This is within Canvas itself. So if you see a little blue dot here with a 1 or any number in it, that means you've received a new message. And this is what the new message looks like, but these are what previously read messages look like. Okay. And the way that you look at your message is you simply click on it and then it fills in over here. You can reply to your instructor, for example, and just, send your message. Great to hear. Okay. So you prepare your message and then you can hit send. I can see that since I hit reply, my recipient's already in here. So there we have it. And now you can see that that message was read. Okay. To see these other ones, you can go through them. If you want to compose a brand new message, you have that here. Anytime you're not sure what a button does, just hover over it because it will show you what it's for. Okay. Time or history isn't really that important. It just shows you where you've been in the system. And then the help button is very important. In the help button, you can find us, Student Services, right here. That's our email address. It's the quickest way to get to everyone on the team from every campus. You can email us anytime. These would be for general questions on how to get logged in, how to navigate your courses or access your ebooks, questions like that. Now, if you have questions about your school email address, student portal, any kind of non-Canvas issue like Office 365, you would want to reach out to the technical support team. And then finally, you have this wonderful quick shortcut to ask your instructor a question. And I like this a little bit better than the inbox because all you have to do is click on it, choose your course, and then send, I have a question, or I need some help ASAP. Maybe that's how you'll be feeling. You never know. So you want to be able to hit send message and then that's done. Okay. So that's how you use that system. Let's go ahead and go back to dashboard. And remember, dashboard is where we find all of our courses. And I'm actually going to go to the course that will be a class that you'll have in the system. If you don't have this class in your system yet, please let us know in the chat because we can get you added. I'm going to go to what they call student view here so that you can see what it looks like on your end. So if I were a student and I had access to this course and I had clicked on it, you can see courses is selected because I'm in a live course. And now you can see the course menu. Okay. You also see the course name at the top. Now, when you come into courses, you'll be on the home syllabus page. On the home syllabus page are some key items. I'm not going to go over everything for the sake of time. You will always see recent announcements at the top, and you'll know that you have not read them if they have a blue dot. I want you to read through each of these in the class if you have access to the class. I'm going to click on one so you can see what it looks like, okay? Here's our welcome message. Welcome to the class. In this class, you'll be completing a syllabus acknowledgement. Why? Because every class has one. So we want to make sure you know how to complete that. You'll complete a discussion board because any fully online class without labs, something that's, fully online and asynchronous will have discussion boards in it. And then a lot of classes will have Dropbox assignments. It might be that you're completing a Medline assessment and you need to turn that in. Maybe you've written a paper, you're going to turn that in. Maybe you have to screenshot that you've completed something. The goal here is to just really make sure that you have the opportunity to practice doing these kinds of things. Now, one of the things I'm going to go back to on the home page here and to show you, as you can see, we've read that message because that little blue dot is gone. The other thing I want to show you about the home syllabus page is if you scroll down a little bit, it tells you when this class actually meets. Now, you only need to attend one of these sessions for this class because it's a practice class. But look what we have here. We have many opportunities for you. Here's today. But this Thursday, looks like we have one at 9 p.m. Eastern time, 6 p.m. Pacific. So you can come this Thursday. We also have one next Tuesday. And then we have next Friday, we have a 2-hour drop-in session. You can come anytime, we'll help you. And Tuesday on start day, maybe you're having trouble downloading your books. Maybe you can't access your assignments. Come to one of these sessions for help. This class will be on your dashboard, so you can come in here anytime to see when these meetings are. And again, the next one is Thursday night, 6 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Mountain, 8 p.m. Central, and 9 p.m. Eastern, okay? Now, that's a good guide about what are some of the most important things on the homepage. Once you're done reading all your announcements, if you've reviewed some of the information on your homepage, paying careful attention to when the class meets, you want to go to modules. The modules is the most important page in courses. Modules is where all of your coursework will be. The second most important thing, I think, is home because it's where your announcements and your meeting times are. But modules is where most of your coursework is going to be. Now, I have an abbreviated version of modules for you here because this is not a real class, it's a practice class. So you'll be introduced to the idea of an introduction module. It's where your instructor may put a welcome, they'll have a questions section, there will be other student resources. Some things that are in student resources will be things like an APA formatted Word template for you to write papers in APA format style. You might see Word help if you're someone that's new to Word. You might see helpful tips around using your ebooks. You might see information on Medline University if you're one of our diploma students. So you'll see a number of things in that introduction. If you recall, I mentioned that there is a syllabus acknowledgement, and why that syllabus acknowledgement and syllabus acknowledgement quiz is so important is because the rest of your coursework will be locked until you complete the syllabus acknowledgement module. How you do this is you first open the syllabus, read it, and then you complete the quiz. You'll notice there's a little lock here. So let's walk through this. I'm going to first click on my syllabus, and then the syllabus loads on the page, and I can read it right on the page if I want to. I can also download the syllabus by clicking on it, which I highly recommend that you do. And it will come down as a PDF. So you may want to make sure you have a PDF viewer installed on your machine. And here's what that looks like. Once you have reviewed your syllabus for each of your classes, you will then be able to do the syllabus acknowledgement. Now, let me show you some basic navigation here inside the course menu. I can go right back to modules if I would like to complete the syllabus quiz, or I can scroll down here and hit the next button, And that's where, oops, sorry, that's where my syllabus acknowledgement is, okay? So I'll click on that. And what the syllabus acknowledgement tells me is that there's no due date in it for this class because it's not a real class, but this is worth 2 points and there are only 2 questions. So let's take that quiz. This quiz is the same in every single class. It is only 2 questions. 1, you acknowledge you've received and read the syllabus. 2, you let the instructor know that you understand and have read the course outline and understand the grading elements. You'll hit submit quiz. Once you have done that, it gives you an idea of how you did. And the nice thing about this, guys, is that this is how the quizzes work in the system. So now you'll know anytime you go to take a quiz, you'll have due date information. You'll see whether or not the test is timed. You'll be able to see points and other things. Now, this is our syllabus acknowledgement, right? So now that we've done this, I want to navigate back to modules and show you something. If I scroll down below that syllabus acknowledgement, look, we can now get into module 1. The lock is gone. It shows that I've completed my syllabus acknowledgement. So that is item number 1. There are only 2 more things we're going to look at for this, and that is the discussion question practice and the writing assignment practice. Now, you don't have to do anything fancy for this. It's just about you understanding how to do this technically. So if you click on discussion question, a discussion question is pretty common in our online classes. Because we aren't meeting with you face-to-face for several hours per week like you would in a traditional class, we ask that you participate in a discussion board. Similar to social media, if you've ever used Facebook, Instagram, or anything, it's a threaded discussion. We typically give you a writing prompt, a video, or something to read, and then we ask you the question or writing prompt here. Here's an example. So here's our little bit of information. When starting school, you'll need certain resources to be successful in an online or virtual format. Students need to have internet access to a reliable desktop or laptop computer, a webcam to communicate with each other, and a Chrome or Firefox browser. It's important that you have a backup plan in event that there's any sort of disruption of your internet service or if your computer breaks, for example. So what is your backup plan? Then it tells us what to do. Click on the reply button below to share with us the ways you'll maintain access to the classroom. Also, there's additional support. Not sure how to post to a discussion board? Watch this short video. Now, if we scroll down, it tells you, here's an important note. Discussion boards in your live classes will require an initial response of around 150 words and at least 2 50-word replies to other students. Now, those initial 150-word posts, that's the thing that you write, and it's all of your own thoughts. That post is due by Wednesday night. And then the 2 replies to other students are due by Sunday. So you have plenty of time. If you want to, we certainly encourage you to do more than a total of 3 posts. Do as many as you'd like, okay? Now, it says here, click on the reply button below to share with us the ways that you'll maintain access to the classroom. Here's that reply button. I'm gonna grab this text up here. We're gonna pretend that I've typed it in, okay? So that's what I've typed in. Here's my word counter. Well, that's not enough for my initial post. I'm gonna put more in. I'm close. That's 132 words. Let's take a look at what 150 words looks like, okay? It's probably something around here. There we go. Testing. There's 150 words. That's what 150 words looks like. That's typically the minimum requirement for your initial post. When you are ready, there's a spell checker. There's a number of things you can do here in the menu bar if you want to change any of that. When you click post reply, that post will appear below the last post. Now there are no, oh, there's one previous post, which was me last Thursday, me doing the test post there and me doing a test post here. Your initial reply will always be the last reply. So it will show you it, it'll be at the bottom. Now, when you go to reply to other students, you'll read their posting. You may have something interesting to say about that. You'll click the reply button. You'll post your reply. Look at your posting. Remember, I said it's about 50 words. We're doing great there. I'll hit post reply. The difference with this posting is that it will appear directly underneath the person, okay? Whereas my new post is here. And that's how a discussion board works. It's really simple. Now, once we've done each of these items, I always like to navigate back to modules so I can take a high bird's eye view or, a high level bird's eye view to see where I'm at, all right? So I've done my syllabus, I've done my discussion question. My next practice assignment is how to upload an assignment. Now, a lot of these are going to be written assignments or a certificate of completion if you've done an external test from one of our third-party resources. And the way that you go about this is outlined right here. It tells you that using Microsoft Office, you're going to use Microsoft Word. That way we know that you've downloaded Office and you can use Word. If you're not sure how to do these things, we want to make sure we get you trained up on how to do that. You've got a couple weeks before classes start, so let us know if this is going to be a problem for you so we can help you. We have tutoring available that actually helps with Microsoft Office products like Microsoft Word. So do not suffer in silence. Do not be embarrassed if you don't know how to use some of the resources that we have. You've got to ask us for help. In Microsoft Word, we're going to have you open up a new document. When you open the document, we're just going to have you type something into it, like your name, save it to your computer. Then once you've had this done, so I already have this done, so I'm not going to walk you through that. That's something we hope you know how to do already, is using Word. We're going to have you start with 3 here in my live demo. We're going to click on that submit or start assignment button. They changed it recently to start, but it means the same thing. So this and this are the same. In the upper right corner of this screen. So that's right here. So I'm going to click on it. Oh, look what happened. This showed up at the bottom. So that's okay. Good. That's what we want. So we did number 3. We clicked on that button. In the file upload menu at the bottom of the page, click on choose file and select your Word document. Okay. Here's choose file. I am going to select a Word document that I have, and I'm going to click open. There's my Word document. Let's look at this. Oh, it says click on choose file, select the Word document. In order to upload it, click on submit assignment in the file upload menu. Okay, here's that submit assignment. Here's the file upload menu. Here's my file. I'm going to click submit assignment. Okay. It's submitting, and we get a lot of fun confetti when we submit stuff, even pandas on unicycles. That's interesting. If we scroll here, it says scroll to the top of the page to confirm the assignment is listed as submitted in the upper right corner. You should see the date and time submitted there. Submitted. There we go. May 18th, 10:44. There's my submission details. And this says, hey, not comfortable with this. Here's a demo you can watch. Okay. So if I go back to modules, guess what? That's it. I'm done. That's all I have to do for this practice class. So now I've done a syllabus acknowledgement, I've done a discussion question, and I've done a writing assignment. Now, I want to continue to show you a couple of other things in this menu, but I want to also recognize it's 12:44. I want to just quickly look at the grade book and then BrainFuse, okay? Because BrainFuse is your tutoring service. So when you're ready to check your grades, I'm going to click on grades here. My grade book's a little bit brief. It only has 3 assignments in it, but you'll notice, you'll see the name of the assignment, the due date, then you'll see the status or what we did. Now, actually, guys, I just noticed something. I had actually removed this quiz. Ignore this. It shouldn't even be in here, but it is a really good example to show you something. So what this says to me under score is there are no points yet. And the reason for that is because this, I've submitted something. This shows me that I've submitted a discussion posting. But because there's no number here, that tells me this has not been graded yet. Okay, same with the paper. I've uploaded my paper, but it's not been graded yet. This tells me I haven't done the item. Now, fortunately for me, this isn't even in here anymore. I'm going to remove it for you guys. But in a live class, if you see this, that just means that you haven't done that item yet. Now, I'm actually going to pause my sharing because I can show you what that looks like in a live class. I just need to leave this class and go grab a proper classroom so you can see what a grade book really looks like. So I'm going to take one of our most popular classes called CC100. That's a student success course, and it is required for our degree seeking students. It will not be your course if you're in a diploma program, so don't worry about that. But I'm going to show this to you. I just want to bring up a full grade book so you can see a little bit more about what the grade book might look like as an individual student. So let me just log in here as Hannah, one of my students, and we're going to hide her information. And here's a little bit more about what that looks like, guys. So this is a fantastic student. She's got a 99% in class, I believe. But you can see that all of these assignments have been graded and these ones have not. So these ones she submitted, but she submitted them, but she hasn't had them graded yet, okay? This one you notice hasn't been done yet. So that's the difference. This is graded, this is turned in, and these are not turned in. And at the bottom, you'll see how your the rubric here for how the grades work out. And then you'll see your total at the bottom. And that's really how the grades books work. The other thing I wanted to show you is this really quickly, BrainFuse Help Now. Now for you as a student, when you launch BrainFuse, I'm going to click on the page it will take you to. It'll take you to this home page. And in BrainFuse, guys, you can get help on just about anything. So for example, if you're somebody, as I said, who might not be comfortable using Microsoft Word, We do have Word tutoring, PowerPoint, Windows, and Excel. We also have English, speech, and writing. We have math, basic math, college algebra, and so on. We have nursing and allied health topics. There's a whole bunch of those. Whatever you choose, just be sure to check the topic. Now, I know for a fact that English, when I check tutoring availability, I know that English writing and all of our math topics are 24/7. Some of the other topics are not. So you'll want to check tutoring availability. Here's my example. If I choose computer and tech and Word, they're available about 12 hours a day. Let me click on that again. 10 a.m. to 9:59 p.m. Mountain Time. Now, if you're in Arizona, you're in Pacific Time right now, so it'll be a little bit different for you. But Mountain Time, it's 10 to 10. Pacific Time, it's more like 9 to 9, okay? Now, let's say that I am ready. I'm actually going to click on English and writing. Say I'm ready. I can see that's 24/7. I want you to always click on Preferences and select Tutoring with Audio, because that will allow you to speak with your tutor. It will be much faster for you to speak with your tutor than it will be for you to type into the chat. Now, from here, I can click Connect. Before I do that, I want you to know that you have 180 minutes every single month. You also have up to 4 writing assignments you can submit through our writing lab. And these are the top 2 things people use. There's some other things below, but we're going to focus on live help right now. I'm going to click Connect, and I will have a whiteboard open. I'll get connected to a tutor, and I now have the option to chat with that tutor right on the phone. I can either do it through my computer. I also can have the person call me. I have to type in my number and click OK. And then I can dial an access number. Any of those things will connect me with Alexis here. And then I also can share my screen by clicking on Start Screen Sharing here. I'm going to close that because I'm screen sharing with you. Now, you also have this whiteboard here that you can use. What most students will want to do, though, is they will want to do the screen share, particularly if they're working on a paper or there's an assignment. You want to start screen sharing so that they can see what you're working on, okay? You do have the option to upload a document, and you can also do this. You can snap and send them an image like a screenshot. I'm just going to let this tutor know that we're just demonstrating. So I'm going to go ahead and close out just so you guys knew how to get to that. When I click leave, it will actually take me to a survey page, okay? But just to remind you how we got here, let me just move my little things in the way. Sorry about this. Let me close some of these things. Don't forget that BrainFuse is right here. Now, we are well over time. I want to thank everybody for being here. If you are interested in seeing anything else, we do have this virtual library. We encourage you to take a look at it. It will take you into the library resources that we have. You can search through all of these databases. I mean, it's just enormous amount of options here for all sorts of things. We even have a specialty health and medical section for those of you who need to do that type of research, okay? For reaching people and getting help, just so you know, people is not people here at the school. This is people in your class. So you can see everyone that's in your class, okay? Here's our class here. You can see Pages. Pages is really great for a resource perspective. So if you're curious or need help with resources, you want to come to Pages because you can see our catalog, information on technical support, our librarian resources are here. We have Well Connect, which is counseling. You'll learn a little bit more about that in orientation. And then of course, our student services folks are on here, financial aid and student services there, all right? So from this point, I'm just gonna click back on home. And just remember, we do have another session running. Hold on for me 1 second. I want to jump back into my other class. I'm going to go in my dashboard. We do have another session this Thursday evening at 6 p.m. for this, this course. If you do have questions once you're in here, there's our session. If you want to be invited to these, we can send them out to you again. If you can't get in here, because we do have all of the links publicly available too. So we can get those to you. But those are some of the additional sessions that we have. I want to wrap up now because I know that we're over. Is there anything outstanding? Oh, Mihaela, thank you for letting me know you don't have any classes in here. I can easily add that for you, not a big deal. I will check to make sure that you all have your access. But are there any other questions or anything I can address at this time from my team? Or any of the students, you're good too. Ali, I saw that you unmuted.
Are you going to be teaching any of the classes?
I am not teaching the classes. No. My name's Jen Greenwood. I'm the Director of Student Services for
Okay.
Online and Plus Services here at the online campus. But I will be at these future sessions that we'll be running for this class. So for Canvas Connect, I will be there for the Thursday night. I'll be there for the Tuesday. And then depending on what campus you're at, orientations generally are held Thursday. There are various times throughout the day, but they are usually coordinated at the local campus.
My husband heard you talking. He was leaving for work and he heard you talking. I took online classes before and I couldn't really focus because like a monotone and it was kind of boring, but he heard you talking and he was like, you would be a great instructor.
Oh, good. That's awesome. Well, I mean, I would love that. So please come back. I would also say that, this is just part of it. When you enter into class on Tuesday, because we actually moved our start past the holiday, so it's June 1st. I guarantee you guys might be a little bit confused about navigation, maybe a little bit confused about books. Do not panic. Don't worry. If you can join us Tuesday morning, we are having a help session on start day from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. We may even do an afternoon one on the same day, which I will add in here. So just know there's multiple ways to get a hold of us and get help. All right.
Okay.
I want to just quickly, I'm going to go ahead and one other quick share here back to my previous screen. We did these demos. I think that my screen's paused. Hold on. So we went through a couple things. We went through the dashboard menu, the course, the syllabus, the modules. We talked about the discussion assignments and things. I just want to say to everybody, contact your admissions rep for the day and time of your campus's new student orientation because your attendance is mandatory. And on this, what we're doing right now, if you have questions, you can email us at onln-ss@brooklinecollege.edu. We also have our technical support number here. We're more than happy, though, at Student Services to coordinate that technical help with you. So don't feel like you have to go that route. You can certainly reach out to us, okay? So that's all I have for today. Thank you so much. Thanks for the wonderful and beautiful compliment, Aaliyah. Tell your husband I said thank you. And I hope everybody has a great rest of your day.
Same to you. Thank you.
Yeah, bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you.
Great day, everybody.
Yep,
Thank you
bye.
for your information.
Oh, anytime,
Bye.
Sharifa. Okay, bye-bye. Bye, Adrena.
Bye.